Alabama has just received news that nobody expected to hear in the middle of its first scrimmage of the 2026 season. One of its top offensive talents suffered an injury during practice at Bryant-Denny Stadium and left the field under circumstances that are still not entirely clear. We're talking about a young running back who promised to be a key piece of the Crimson Tide offense this season. The moment is delicate. Uncertainty has taken over the locker room, and Alabama fans are holding their breath as the medical staff evaluates the severity of the situation. But who is A.K. Deer, and why is this injury so concerning for fans of the program? A.K. Deer is a name that began gaining recognition at the University of Alabama when he stepped onto the field as a freshman last season. The young running back, who was born in Alabama, showed an impressive ability to put points on the board whenever he had the opportunity to play. In just his first season, Deer recorded 140 rushing yards and an impressive 3 touchdowns on 19 carries. Those numbers may not look extraordinary at first glance, but when you consider that he was a freshman gaining experience in an elite program, the potential becomes obvious. One of the plays that best defined his performance was a 56-yard touchdown run against Louisiana Monroe in Week 2 of last season, a display that showcased his speed, his ability to read blocks, and his understanding of Alabama's offensive system. From that first year on, scouts and coaches knew that A.K. Deer had something special. Now, as a sophomore in the 2026 season, the running back was in position to become an even more important figure in Alabama's offense and its preparation. Fall camp is when players get into shape, prepare to compete, and show why they deserve playing time. For Deer, this was his opportunity to prove that his freshman season performance was not a fluke, but rather the beginning of something consistent and dominant. Then came Thursday, August 13th, when Alabama finally put its defense against its offense in its first closed scrimmage of fall camp. It was the moment for Deer to prove his value against his own team and impress head coach Kalen DeBoer with a performance that would justify the confidence the program had placed in him. And you know what? He was doing exactly that. During the scrimmage, A.K. Deer was putting together an impressive performance. He was gaining yards, reading his blocks with precision, and most importantly, finding the end zone. Deer scored a touchdown during the practice, continuing the production he had established months earlier. But then, without warning, everything changed. During a specific play in that scrimmage, A.K. Deer suffered an injury. The exact details of what happened remain unclear. Head coach Kalen DeBoer did not provide specific information about the nature or severity of the injury when he spoke to reporters after practice. All we know is that Deer left the field and did not return to the scrimmage that day. DeBoer acknowledged the situation briefly and directly. A.K. simply suffered an injury. He had been having a very good scrimmage and scored a touchdown. But now Alabama needs to evaluate him and determine the severity of the issue. That uncertainty is what makes this moment so complicated for the Alabama program. Injuries are always part of college football, but when they happen to players who are performing well and are on the verge of taking on bigger roles, the impact reverberates throughout the entire program. A.K. Deer was having his moment. He was showing why he deserved to be one of Alabama's featured running backs in 2026. Now, as the medical staff completes its evaluations, nobody knows for certain how long he will be sidelined or whether he will be fully available for the games that are coming soon. How do you evaluate this moment for the player? Could this situation change the next steps of his career at Alabama? Those are questions both fans and the program are asking right now. A.K. Deer had everything working in his favor. He had the confidence of the coaching staff, he was improving with every opportunity, and he was ready to become a key contributor to the Alabama offense. An injury in the middle of that trajectory could represent a significant setback not only for his personal development, but also for Alabama's plans for 2026. What makes the situation even more frustrating is the timing. Fall camp is supposed to be the period when players build rhythm and confidence before the real games begin. It's when a young player like A.K. Deer has the opportunity to establish himself as a reliable player, someone the coach can count on in critical moments during the regular season. An injury during this crucial period puts a question mark over everything he had accomplished up to this point. The next few days will be crucial in determining where this story goes. Alabama's medical staff will conduct comprehensive evaluations to understand exactly what A.K. Deer is dealing with. Head coach Kalen DeBoer will likely be cautious in his communications, as is standard protocol in an elite program like Alabama. Fans, meanwhile, will continue hoping that the injury is not as serious as they fear. A.K. Deer, somewhere in the locker room or perhaps at a medical facility, will be thinking about his journey, everything he has accomplished so far, and what the future holds. What we know for certain is that A.K. Deer was a bright spot on Alabama's offense last season and was ready to become much more this season. The injury he suffered during that first fall camp scrimmage is a reminder of just how fragile football can be and how quickly things can change in an instant. But it is also a reminder of the resilience that players like A.K. Deer need to demonstrate. His story is far from over. As you follow this situation over the next few days, remember that this is exactly the kind of challenge that can define an athlete's career. A.K. Deer has the opportunity to become someone who overcame adversity and came back stronger. We just have to wait and see what the next chapter holds. If you love following everything about Alabama football, subscribe to the Bama Football channel, leave a like, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any important updates. And now, we want to hear your opinion on this story. Leave your comment below.